Good morning, beautiful people. How are we all? Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Today, we're just following on from our last video where we were talking about unity consciousness, but other ways to do that too. And I didn't really touch on nature and spending time in nature and how important that is. And we have talked on other videos a lot about nature and connecting with nature. In fact, there were two of the first videos that I did, so it's probably about 4 months ago if you look back. And one was on the Daintree rainforest, which is the oldest rainforest in the world. It's 180 million years old, and it's not far from where I live. And we went and spent the day there, and I did another one on the Mossman Gorge, and we took a Dreamtime walk. And if you can check those out, because spending time in nature is all about igniting that inner power within us, which will boost your unity consciousness and togetherness and diminishing the separation. But before I get into talking about any of that, I just wanted to I said in a couple of videos ago about Christmas present I received, and I like Dorothy Webster, who's a local Indigenous artist who did Gullandum, which is the white doves behind me, and Secret Women's Business. Well, I got Secret Women's Business from the girls for Christmas, and I said I had an idea of what that was symbolizing and what it was talking about in the painting when you look at it. But I went to the gallery and they had some information from Dorothy there on it. And I just thought it relates back to the last video a little bit about talking about letting our children guide us, but also being a guiding light for them in a positive way from the start. And it just makes it easier to stay on track through life. So the painting, just quickly, she's got here, in ancient tribal times, women would often gather together. The purpose of these meetings were the passing down of important knowledge of women's tribal skills to the younger generation of women, crafts, gathering and preparing food, childbirth, education, and much more. Sitting in the centre of the circle in the green area beside the fire are the Ami or the grannies, and the knowledge these tribal elders possess is essential for the women of the tribe. And I have to say, in all cultures, the importance of grandparents. I've mentioned this in other videos as well. I was very, very fortunate to have wonderful grandparents who raised me basically, and the time I spent with them was so precious in who I am today and their knowledge. So spending time with grandparents, because the older the person, often grandparents see the uniqueness in the child more than, because parents are busy, they're working, they're running around, and we mustn't forget that with our elders, our grandparents, and people that can instill valuable knowledge onto our children. Not always, but often we can't forget about that as well. The pink section of women sitting with their digging sticks are the awa, or the mothers, who pass on important cultural information to their daughters, who are sitting on the outer edge of the circle. And then the top of the painting is the rain, starry skies, moon and sun, and the bottom's the soil, vegetation, rock. So it's mountains. So it's just a beautiful painting, and I liked it as soon as I saw it. And I said I'd find out information about it and share, and it's been a few weeks, hasn't it? But I've finally got that done. So, and I thought it just was important after what we talked about the other day. So, nature. So yes, if you can go back and just watch those videos, if you get a chance, they're quite interesting, and it's beautiful. If you've never been there, to have a look. The Daintree rainforest is one of our 7 natural wonders here in Australia, and I am still intending to go out to the Great Barrier Reef very, very soon, because now we've got our quiet period and the weather's finally come good. So we can go out to the Great, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and it is beautiful and really great for activating that power within, which you could do in your lounge room just by energetically as well. You don't have to actually be there, but I'd love to share that with you. So, yes, so I think what nature teaches us is the importance of unity, because in nature, like when you go into the rainforest, you see just how much all the plant life and all the wildlife depend on one another for survival. There's not just one tree alone. It's really big now, so it doesn't need all. It still needs that undergrowth, and the undergrowth needs it, and it all works in together. And what I love about nature is we admire both the new and the old. So I went for a walk through a beautiful Crater Lake the other day, rainforest walk, and I was appreciating all the new growth and all the small new specimens that had come up, and the little mushrooms and all the little fungi. I don't know all the technical terms, but yeah, the raindrops on the leaves and the newness of the day. And then at the same time, there's this admiration, for example, for our big Carry pines and things, and those big ancient trees that are there, and you stand there and admire them, and you admire the rough bark and all the weather it's been through and what it's weathered and gone through to bring it to where it is now, what it now offers. And this comes back to, we're just talking about the elders or the grandparents, that large canopy for all the other plants, for the wildlife. It's a home for the wildlife. It's shelter, it offers so much, and we stand and we really admire. And we've got to do that with us as well. There's this obsession with trying to stay young. And don't get me wrong, I've got 3 beautiful daughters, and I admire them, and I love how beautiful and young and youthful and all that. We all had that. We had our turn. But it's also important to recognize the beauty within yourself as you age, and embracing that, like you've earned those, you've your skin has weathered some years there, so it's good to embrace that and love that about yourself. And I didn't know, I used to beat up on myself when I started to notice the aging process happening, as you do. But you get to a point where you think, yeah, no, I love this about me now. I love how I've changed and I'm evolving, because there's so many dimensions and levels to that too. So that's what nature's good to, and appreciating that within each other. So once we start appreciating that within ourselves, we start appreciating it within each other. Because I hear a lot of elder, senior people say, I feel invisible and I'm no longer seen and I'm not respected, because they feel that they've gotten older. And that, we've got to look at that and go, okay, well, let's take a step into nature and see how do we feel about it in nature, and then look at each other. Yeah. So the more nature is a mirror to us, like we were talking about the earth the other day mirrors us. When there's unrest and separation, it mirrors us. It shows us things, we don't want to see. We don't want that sort of disasters on the planet, natural disasters and things. But it does mirror us. So when we go out and we appreciate nature, we can start to appreciate ourselves, and it's a ripple effect then. And there's so many gifts in nature that we can get to help with even balancing our emotions. Now, there's another video I did on that not long ago. I'll put a little pic so it's easy for you to find. But it was on the volcanic rock, and there's a lot around here because this is volcanic area, volcanic soil. And my husband came home with a piece of this volcanic rock, and I thought it was a lump of coal for Christmas. But anyway, it's beautiful for balancing. And I said, geez, it's a wonder they haven't thought of this, the big boys, the big companies that stuck it in the shops, because it's, it is. As soon as you hold it, you can feel the energy. I had a piece here. Oh, hang on. Just get it. Here we go. Got it down by my feet. I forgot it was there. So, yes, volcanic rock. Well, guess what? Emily sent me a photo the other day. She found it in Kmart. Doesn't take them long. Hey, but that's good. That means that universe is bringing this out to the mainstream and on the shelf. So here it was, $12. Little glass thing with it. Not bad for $12. I just keep it under my desk. It does balance emotions. It just feels beautiful. But you can put your oils in it. It's really porous, so it's really good for diffuse as a diffuser. So there you go. All right. So there is a video all about that, so you can watch it if you like. And I've talked about other stones like the jasper and that sort of thing, the Mother Earth stone, that are really good to have as well. But that's on crystals. But still, nature. And bringing us back to nature and, piecing it all together, because it's all one anyway. So yes, I guess I just wanted to come on and say that about nature. And nature is creativity at its best, and continuing to nurture your creative gifts and your creative talents. And we're off to the market, so I'm looking forward to going off to the markets today. We've done this before, but we're going to go and see what other new, different creative things we can find there, art, that might ignite something in you and might say, come along with us and have a look and see what you think. Okay, love yous all, and let's go and have a look. Okay, bye.